Hey YouTube, what's going on? Back with another serious video. I've been getting a lot of comments on my alcohol withdrawal the first time I ever made a video about it, which was back in April, I believe. Last April, I went into the emergency room with complications of withdrawal symptoms. My experience was not even as bad as probably some of the stories I've heard, but it was nasty. I've been doing good. I'm going to come out and flat out be honest, because any part of recovery, that's what you have to do. When I first got out of treatment, I stayed sober for about month and a half, 2 months. I tried it again. As bad as it sounds, but that's what this channel is becoming about, being honest and being honest with yourself. That's what I learned. I didn't hide it. I got caught. Didn't try to get caught, but I did. And it was just a brutal reminder. Sometimes I believe relapse is not always a bad thing. So combined total, been about 7 months since I've had a drink. And I gotta tell you, man, my life has gotten so much better. You know, I can wake up feeling refreshed. Not just that nasty frickin' craving that you have with alcohol. I can't describe it. And listen, this is, I'm not against people drinking. I understand drinking is a very sociable, worldwide, not just nationwide, worldwide accepted substance that is just accepted in the world. I mean, you know, if I seen an incident not too long ago. I won't say, you know, I didn't know the person obviously, but they got in a car accident, and the guy that rear-ended somebody was high on drugs. The only reason I know this is because I found out information. We have a local news station here that updates if there's an accident and people found drugs in his system, and I witnessed it, and I had a suspicion maybe that there was some drugs involved or alcohol, but he humiliated himself. It was just ugly. I mean, he was out, you know, dancing around, tweaking, not even knowing what he did, and it was so sad, because it was just like, God, you know, that could have easily been me. I didn't judge one bit. I was around a bunch of people that said, oh, you know, fucking drug addict, blah, 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 typical this, blah, blah, blah. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, you know, that easily could have been me. And I understand what addiction is like. It takes over your life, man. It really does. I don't give a shit if it's freaking meth, freaking heroin, freaking alcohol, freaking gambling. Now, obviously, some are worse than others, but at the end of the day, addiction is addiction. I don't care what it is. You don't even have to be addicted to a substance. I mean, look at what some of the famous celebrities went through. I mean, Michael Jackson, Elvis Presley, frickin' Tiger Woods. I mean, it just goes to show you, and Tiger Woods wasn't even addicted to a substance. He was addicted to sex, and it almost cost him his whole life, you know? So what I'm saying is the power of addiction, man. It affects millions of people, and it doesn't matter how much money you got or what's your name. Or I constantly see like people in the NFL get busted with drugs. I mean, it's just like, really. I mean, so this whole thing of because you're famous and because you got money, that don't mean shit. When addiction don't give a shit if you're a bum on the street or if you're a fucking NFL superstar. They don't care. That's what I'm trying to get across. But I'm giving shout outs to people who commented for the support. I could not be more grateful, honestly. It's amazing. I mean, that is the most viewed video on my channel now, and the most commented video, because people saying, hey, 95% of the comments are supportive. Yeah, there's a dipshit here and there that says there's no such thing, it's a joke. Well, you're gonna get that no matter what video you put up. But honestly, guys, it has changed my life. It really has. I can look in the mirror and be happy with myself, not hate myself all the time. I hated myself. I mean, there's times, like I said, where I've gotten on YouTube and I made a fool of myself, and I've deleted most of them videos. I just don't, you know, it's just, I don't need that reminder in life that, hey, this is what I used to be, but I'm always going to be an addict. I mean, I understand that. I know people are going to say, oh, well, you know, you've been sober this long. Well, you think you're changed. Well, let's put it this way. I'm changed today. I can't sit here and say I'm never going to drink again, because that's not fair to say and it's unrealistic, but I can sit here and say I'm not going to drink right now. What can I do in my life right now? And believe me, there's personal situations, which I won't mention here on YouTube, that if I easily could have went back to it. You know, a lot of stress, a lot of anxiety with certain situations that have happened in my personal life in these last 9 months that I could justify and say, hey, well, fuck, you know, if this person wasn't stressing me out, or I didn't have this situation. But at the end of the day, I sit back and look and said, okay, what are the benefits of that? What are the benefits of me getting drunk right now? What is that going to solve? First of all, no one's going to trust me again. You know, if I get caught lying or whatever, you know, what is it really going to do? Yeah, sure, it'll numb the pain for 8 hours, but guess what? At the end of the day, I mean, tomorrow it's going to be there anyway. So why? And then you're going to have a hangover, you know, or whatever your drug of choice is. I mean, it's just, I cannot emphasize enough, guys. I've taken a very personal passion interest in this because I didn't really understand addiction. I mean, you know, you knew in some videos that I've had family that's been abusive, alcoholics, or, you know, my dad or my mom or pills or drugs or whatever, but I never really understood it. In my opinion, I don't think you can ever really understand it until it's happened to you. And for the love of God, I mean, I don't wish it on anybody, but the people say, hey, I understand, and they turn around the next day and frickin' are drunk and put it down like, oh yeah, but I understand addiction. Well, no, you don't. I'm sorry, you don't. You may know what it's like to live with an addict, or grow up with an addict, or taking care of an addict, but to be an actual addict, you don't know until you are one. And I don't want, like I said, anybody to experience that at all. Because I'll tell you, I mean, look what it's doing to people, man. I mean, you get in legal trouble, you go to prison, you kill somebody high or drunk and don't remember doing it, and you're sitting in prison the rest of your life. It's just, maybe I'm wrong for saying this, but, you know, society has no sympathy for anybody who gets behind the wheel of a car and hurts somebody drunk, or it's just the way society is. Instead of saying, hey, let's get that person help, they say, well, we'll just throw them in prison and cost the American taxpayers more money. It's like, why not just put them in a rehab facility? Why not encourage them to, hey, you know, get your life better? And I'm not saying prison is always a bad answer, because it's not. I have a relative who went to prison for 3.5 years, and nowadays he's doing better. He's doing way better. You know, he's holding a steady job. He's got a kid. He's got a wife. You know, I mean, you can't have all that. I mean, you can, but it's not going to work out in the end. You know, you're either going to get divorced, or your kid's going to grow up knowing you're a freaking addict, and they got a better chance of being an addict themselves because they'll blame themselves. I mean, it's a snowball effect. That's what I've learned. And honestly, I just get, you know, I feel like I can share this because it's just, I know what it's like. I can sit here and honestly say I know what it's like to be an addict, and it's horrible. You don't care about anything. You quit caring about your family. You quit. And everybody who says they're a functioning addict, well, yeah, you might. It doesn't start out bad. I mean, nobody wakes up one day and say, hey, I'm going to be an alcoholic. No. It starts out with certain situations in life that may have happened to you, a divorce, a loss of a loved one, and you start drinking, and you keep going, and then, yeah, you can function for a while, but eventually, hey, you're going to show up to work hungover. You're going to not perform. You're going to take chances when you run out of beer and drink and drive. I mean, I know this because it's happened to me. And when I sit back and look at it, it's like, damn, man, how lucky did I really get? I mean, I won't say what I did, you know, in my last really, really, really drunken episode, but it was bad. It was really bad. I should not be sitting here making this video, and I realize that. Somebody likes me, whether you believe in God or not believe, whatever, that's irrelevant. There's a reason why I'm here making this video, because I very well easily could be sitting in prison. I could be dead. I mean, I was one step away from making a bad choice that could have ended my life. And whether it was alive or dead or whatever, but I wasn't far away. And I see some of these people that have had troubles, with addiction that are facing, to this day. I mean, I know a guy who's a year sober and he's still dealing with legal problems and still dealing with frickin' fact that he can't get a driver's license or can't do this or can't do that, or I got to answer this, or I got to go blow, I got to go piss. I mean, what kind of life is that? I mean, how sad is that? I mean, really, that you always got to answer to somebody because you made a wrong choice. And like I says, I know this is turning into a long video, but I say it because I get it. And I just want to give a shout out to those who are still struggling, man. And like I said, I'm not invisible. I could fall off the wagon tomorrow, and I realize that, but it's what I can do about it to prevent it from happening. I say, okay, there's times where I say, okay, fuck it, I really just want to drink. I want to get drunk. Well, I've actually taken the time when I've gotten a craving like that to say, okay, what are the pros? Yeah, the pros look good, but, okay, yeah, you forget, or yeah, you can forget about it now. But here's the cons. Do you make a stupid decision? Do you drink too much at one time? Do you hurt yourself and not realize you're doing it? Do you frickin' say something to the wrong person over a telephone call or whatever? I mean, there's a lot more cons than there are pros. And that's what just has kept me strong. No matter how sad, no matter how depressed. Because post-acute withdrawal, I mean, I've learned, that can last years. When I was in treatment, they said the average person who is a full-blown addict, it takes between 2 to 5 years at average for your brain to fully recover before you were an addict. Now, I don't know how much truth there is to that, but I'm just telling you what I got told. But it's great, man. It's great. I mean, I don't have to get up in the morning wondering what frickin' YouTube video I made to embarrass myself and delete it and apologize. It's just like, God, man. Publicly humiliating yourself is just it's the worst feeling in the world. It really is. But just letting you guys know I'm hanging in there. I'll get to the NFL picks probably tomorrow. But I know I haven't made a long, serious video like this for a while. Some people were worried about me, but I'm just giving a shout, letting you know I'm okay. I'm hanging in there, There's bad days and good days, but that's going to happen whether you're not an addict, So, but that's really all I have to say. If you guys have some suggestions or need advice on something, I'm not saying I'm the guru of freaking addiction, but, if you need somebody to talk to, man, just throw it out there, whatever, because we're all in it together. I mean, there's no freaking addict that's alone. I mean, you feel alone, you feel like shit, but there's always somebody out there that'll understand and say, oh yeah, I've been through that too, Like when I started going to AA meetings, I mean, it was like I was walking into a Christmas dinner with my family. It's just like they don't judge you, that's the one thing I can say good about AA. I like AA, but I just don't like, I like the one-on-one, but like I said, obviously AA works, it helps millions of people, but I like the one-on-one. So, anyways, guys, stay strong. We're in it together. And I'll make more videos soon, but yeah, man, it's amazing. If you asked me a year ago today where I'd be where I'm at now, fuck, I'd say, well, no, I ain't gonna be the way I am because I'll probably be dead. I mean, how miserable that is to wake up not giving a shit. I mean, truly not giving a shit about anything except when you can get your next fix. I mean, that's not living, man. That is the most miserable frickin'. And you feel rotten as a person, and your appearance shows. I let my face grow out, I gained a bunch of weight, I'd wear the same clothes 3-4 days in a row. I mean, I know that's gross to think about, but that's what happens when you're an addict. You literally quit giving a shit about everything. I wake up and frickin' slam a beer and frickin', that's all I cared about. I mean, I can get up in the morning now, brush my teeth, take a shower, make sure I got clean clothes, make sure that, my appearance is good. But Anyways, guys, I think I was being a little too loud. I don't know. But take care, guys. God bless you.